He made food for the world.
Everything's great. Everything's great. Everything's great. Y'all drop the link to the video in there?
Huh?
You drop the link to the video too?
I think that. He had to go use the bathroom? Hey, that. Nigga, what? That's how true it is. It'll be him and Kyle. It'll be him and Kyle riding in the Cadillac down Crenshaw. It'll be him and Kyle riding down Cadillac in the Crenshaw. I told you he was using the bathroom.
Now, you think you could cheat on somebody and still be in love?
For sure.
Okay. So I want to ask you this as a man.
As a man.
That women want to know, why do men cheat? Like, what would, for yourself,
I can't personally speak on why men cheat, but like,
for you.
Like when I did do that, like I was in a different space. I was young. I had just got married. I'm getting a lot of money. Really was communication. We got married and then we ain't really, our communication was good, but it wasn't like, I wasn't saying my wants and needs and and vice versa. So it was like, sometimes you feel like you'll bump heads when you're not communicating because it's like, it's hidden gems. We both in the front center stage. We both all our business is always public. The communication, what it was, I was drunk. I was on different shit. Like I was on lean and shit too. Like I already done talked about that in my variety magazine and shit. Like I was on lean. I was making bad decisions, not really realizing it's affecting my family instead of just me.
Offset just shocked everybody with a confession so wild it makes Future look like a choir boy. He straight up admitted to cheating on Cardi B not once, not twice, but over 50 times. And the craziest part, he bragged about it like it was some highlight reel on his brand new album, Set It Off. On his track, Move On, Offset raps, I take the blame, okay? I take the shame, okay? You got your get back, so I had to get back. It's 50-2 translation. He's flexing that Cardi may have stepped out only twice, while he claims he did it more than 50 times. Like he's proud of winning some toxic championship game. The numbers sound less like confessions and more like a dirty scoreboard. Fans were floored. Some cracked up at the sheer boldness, saying he turned infidelity into a stat line. Others were furious, disgusted that he'd say it so casually, and a whole lot of people just couldn't believe he put that number on wax at all. One viral comment hit the nail on the head. Offset didn't write bars, he wrote his own obituary. And of course, the internet caught fire. Blogs like The Shade Room and Hip Hop DX jumped on it instantly, dissecting every line. People are now asking the real question, was Offset keeping count the whole time? Or is this just one more wild exaggeration to stir up drama? The blogs wasted no time. Headlines lit up calling this the wildest self-drag in rap history. And once the confession hit X, formerly Twitter, it turned into a circus. Memes flew everywhere, with people clowning Offset's 50-2 like it was an NBA 2K score on rookie mode. One viral post joked, 52-2? Give Cardi the controller back, bro. The internet couldn't get enough of dragging him for treating infidelity like a video game stat sheet. But here's what made it even messier. Offset didn't sound the least bit sorry. No shame, no regret, just pure ego. Instead of owning up to the pain, he literally turned his marriage into a scoreboard, like cheating was a competition he somehow thinks he won. That's not just a lyric, that's him telling the world he treated marriage like a game he already lost, but still wants a participation trophy for showing up. And then he went even further with a move nobody saw coming. Offset decided to throw shade at Cardi herself. In the same track, he complained that she never cooked for him, rapping that she didn't make ninjas no food and only wanted to eat out at Nobu. Yes, Nobu, the luxury sushi spot celebrities treat like it's their personal McDonald's. Fans dragged him instantly. One popular reply summed it up. Sir, you just confessed to cheating 50 times and you're pressed about spaghetti? People weren't buying it. Instead, they flipped the script. pointing out that Offset's gripe about meals looked ridiculous compared to the massive scandal he'd already confessed to. Blogs didn't waste a second that the headlines crowned this the wildest self-drag in rap history, and when the bars hit X, formerly Twitter, the timeline turned into a full-blown roast session. Memes flew nonstop. People were comparing Offset's 50 to 2 like it was an NBA 2K blowout. One viral post said, 52-2, bro playing on rookie mode, hand Cardi the controller back. Another joked he was tracking his side chicks like he was keeping fantasy football stats, but the real kicker, Offset didn't sound sorry at all. No guilt, no shame, just pure arrogance. Instead of treating his marriage like something sacred, he turned it into a scoreboard. Like cheating was some competition where he wanted credit just for showing up. This wasn't just a lyric, it was Offset basically telling the world, yeah, I lost the game, but let me flex the score anyway. And then came the part that made fans' jaws drop. Offset had the nerve to shade Cardi for not cooking, claiming she never made him food and always wanted Nobu instead. Yes, Nobu, the luxury sushi spot celebs hit like it's their corner diner. He really tried to paint himself as a victim over takeout after admitting he cheated 50+ times. The internet wasn't having it. One fan fired back, "You cheated 50 times and worried about spaghetti?" Another added, "Bro, Nobu, greater than anything you were about to burn in the kitchen, be serious." The drag session was merciless. People weren't letting him slide for trying to guilt Cardi when his own lyrics already buried him. Offset didn't just disrespect his marriage. He tried to spin cheating like it was some tragic after-school program gone wrong. During his album rollout interviews, including that Variety sit-down, he blamed everything under the sun. Offset said he was young, getting a lot of money, sipping lean, making bad decisions, and not communicating with Cardi. Basically, he tossed out excuses like he was ordering at Chipotle, "Let me get some fame, a side of drugs, bad communication, and oh yeah, sprinkle a little immaturity on top." But fans weren't buying a single word. X lit up with people clowning him for trying to pass the blame. They dragged him for acting like the lean was the side chick and not his own choices. One viral reply said it best, "Offset cheating 50 times and blaming cough syrup is like me eating 50 tacos and blaming Taco Bell." That comment alone had thousands of retweets because it summed up the nonsense perfectly. Even gossip blogs like The Shade Room jumped in, pointing out the contradiction. Offset admitted he wasn't open about his wants and needs in the marriage, yet somehow he found the time to communicate with over 50 other women. The hypocrisy had people heated. And here's the kicker. Cardi herself has mentioned in past interviews how she tried to work on the relationship, but Offset wasn't meeting her halfway. Fans are now throwing her old words back into the mix, saying she literally warned us about the same behavior he's now bragging about on wax. Cardi once admitted she was mentally drained, doing everything she could to hold her family together, while Offset was out running around like he was single. And who could forget that cringy stunt at Rolling Loud? Offset stormed her stage with flowers, pretending to be the devoted husband, trying to win her back. Fans saw right through it. While it wasn't romantic, it was damage control. The man wasn't a hero. He was the villain writing his own script in front of a live audience. Even Charlemagne the God on The Breakfast Club couldn't resist clowning him, saying Offset completely played himself by turning his marriage into a public circus. And let's be real, while Offset wants everyone to believe the cheating was caused by fame, money, or lean, fans were crystal clear. It wasn't the pressure, it wasn't the drugs, it was pure lack of loyalty. And then came the moment that made the internet explode. Offset bragged that while Cardi may have cheated twice, he did it over 50 times, proudly declaring the score as 50-2. Like, are we really keeping stats now? Sir, this isn't March Madness, this is your marriage. That lyric You got your get back, so I had to get back is 50-2, instantly blew up online. People couldn't believe he framed betrayal like it was a video game achievement. Who brags about losing loyalty like it's a playoff run? The audacity had everyone shaking their heads in disbelief. Social media roasted Offset without mercy. One fan went viral writing, "Offset treating his marriage like a scoreboard is the most toxic thing I've ever seen. Sir, you're not up, you're divorced." Another joked, "If Cardi cheated twice, that's not betrayal, that's her evening out the score." People said Offset basically turned his marriage into the NBA Finals, except he lost in every quarter. Blogs like Hollywood Unlocked didn't hold back either, pointing out how the whole 50-2 lyric shows just how petty he really was. Instead of fixing his marriage, Offset treated it like a grudge match where the goal wasn't love, but who could hurt the other person more. Fans said this wasn't romance, it was straight up toxic gameplay. Meanwhile, Cardi hasn't said a single word about the lyric, and that silence is speaking volumes. She's been spotted living her best life, rumored to be cozying up with NFL star Stephon Diggs, while Offset is still out here counting bodies like a bad accountant. The irony? Fans say Cardi's one move at walking away stung worse than all his so-called scores combined. And the audacity didn't stop there. Offset really thought he had a gotcha moment by rapping about Cardi never cooking and always wanting Nobu, like that was his smoking gun for why he cheated 50 times. Fans instantly dragged him again, saying, "Bro, you weren't starving, you were just greedy." The internet turned his excuse into another punchline, proving once again he handed out more comedy than credibility. "Sir, you cheated over 50 times, and your biggest gripe is that Cardi preferred sushi over spaghetti?" The internet instantly tore him apart for that level of hypocrisy. One viral post had everybody screaming, "Offset wasn't hungry, he was just greedy." If food was the real issue, one of those 50 side chicks should have been able to fry him some chicken. Fans even threw Cardi's own infamous bar from WAP right back in his face. "I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring." Offset knew exactly who he married. He wasn't blindsided by her ordering Nobu, that she literally told the world her stance years ago. To make matters worse for him, blogs like The Shade Room reminded everyone that Cardi actually has chefs at home cooking. So Offset wasn't sitting there starving like he tried to make it sound. The whole no home cooked meals excuse came off as nothing but smoke and mirrors to distract from the fact that he admitted to cheating dozens of times, and the drags just kept coming. One hilarious tweet summed it up: "You can't cheat 50 times and then complain about not getting arroz con polo at home. Be serious." People pointed out the wild irony. Offset wants sympathy for being hungry at home, when in reality, he was out feeding nothing but his own ego. That whole cooking excuse only made Offset look desperate, like he was digging for any reason to justify the mess he created. But nothing tops the Rolling Loud flower stunt, easily one of the wildest performance crashes in rap history. Back in 2018, Offset stormed Cardi's set with a giant wall of roses and a public apology after yet another cheating scandal, trying to paint himself as the romantic hero. At the time, fans were divided. Some said it was sweet, but plenty of others called it manipulative. And now, with Offset admitting he cheated over 50 times, that whole stunt looks faker than a Hallmark card. Like, this, "Sir, you didn't need a florist, you needed a therapist." Instead of showing love, it came off like he was hijacking her moment to save his own image. Cardi's face said it all. She looked irritated, not impressed, and years later, fans are calling it exactly what it was. Classic Offset making her humiliation all about him. The internet is now roasting it in hindsight. One viral post said, "Imagine being cheated on 50 times and then having your man interrupt your show with flowers like you're supposed to clap for his audacity." What was supposed to be a grand gesture is now being called one of the biggest red flag bouquets in music history. Instead of repairing his marriage, Offset gave the world a meme-worthy performance that aged like expired milk. Offset tried to frame his chaos like it was all just part of being young, rich, and reckless on lean. He claimed he wasn't communicating his needs in the marriage, and that the spotlight of fame made him spiral. On the Full Scent podcast, he even admitted, "I was drunk, I was on lean, and I didn't realize it was affecting my family." At first listen, it almost sounded like accountability, but the internet wasn't buying it. Fans dragged him nonstop for shifting the blame to drugs and money instead of owning up to being a serial cheater. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. "Lean didn't make you cheat 50 times, bro. That was all you people said Offset was acting like substances, had a side chick of their own, when really, it was just him making reckless choices over and over again." Still, the confession gave fans a glimpse into how chaotic his mindset really was back then. Offset spiraling, while Cardi was left holding the family together, raising kids and swallowing public embarrassment with every scandal. Fans pointed out that she was fighting for the marriage while he was out there playing games like loyalty was optional. And then came the kicker. Fans dug up one of Offset's own old quotes where he admitted he never leaves his phone at home. His reasoning? "I got a wife, can't do that, buddy." That line came back to haunt him big time. After his 50 cheats confession, the internet turned it into a comedy sketch, joking that the only reason he never left his phone was because it was basically Exhibit A with all the receipts of his cheating stored inside. The hypocrisy had people howling. The irony was savage. Offset swore he'd never forget his phone, but somehow he forgot his vows. Memes flooded timelines with captions like 50 cheats, but the phone battery was always on 100%. His own words came back to haunt him in the messiest way possible, and the internet wasn't about to let it slide. Then came the lyric that broke the internet, the infamous 50-2 bar from Move On. Offset rapped, "You got your get back, so I had to get back." It's 50-2 translation. He was bragging that he cheated 50 times compared to Cardi's alleged 2. Fans lost it instantly. Some called it one of the most disrespectful lines in hip-hop history, while others couldn't stop laughing at how shameless it was. The scorecard mentality made it sound like Offset wasn't talking about love, loyalty, or family. He was talking about a playoff game. One fan tweeted, "Bro thinks cheating is like playing 2K. This isn't a series, it's a marriage." Another blasted him, saying the lyric proved he never took Cardi seriously at all, reducing years of a relationship to some petty revenge tally. For many fans who had tried to defend him in the past, this was the final straw. The lyric became the nail in the coffin for Offset's image as a husband. And just when it couldn't get worse, the internet noticed he was starting to compare Cardi's supposed flaws to a new mystery girl, which only made the backlash even louder. On the album, Offset couldn't resist taking another petty jab. He bragged that his new girl don't need a lace, clearly hinting at Cardi's famous long wigs and glam styles. Fans caught it immediately. It wasn't subtle, it was a direct shot. But instead of clowning Cardi, the internet flipped the script and dragged him. Comments poured in saying Offset's comparison didn't make him look like a man who moved on. It made him look pressed, bitter, and insecure. Gossip pages like Hollywood Unlocked reminded everyone that Cardi has been serving iconic looks for years, lace or no lace. Offset shading her hair choices felt less like confidence and more like a man scrambling for ways to tear her down after admitting he cheated 50 times. One viral post nailed it. "Imagine cheating 50 times but worrying about a lace front." Fans agreed that the jab screamed insecurity, not superiority, and it backfired big time. People said it only highlighted how much Cardi still lives rent-free in his head. Meanwhile, Offset's own confession about 50-2 made Cardi's loyalty shine even brighter in hindsight. Despite endless cheating rumors, Cardi stood by him way longer than most people would. She defended him in public, forgave him multiple times, and even let him back after humiliating scandals. Now fans see her as the woman who did everything to keep her family together, while Offset betrayed her again and again. The more he shaded her, the more people realized who the real fool was. The fact that Cardi allegedly only cheated twice compared to Offset's 50+ makes her look almost saintly in the eyes of fans, patient to a fault. As one viral comment put it, Cardi played the wife role while Offset was playing Call of Duty in real life with side chicks. The internet is overwhelmingly siding with her now, painting Offset as the reckless gamer who never logged off. And here's the kicker, Offset's whole album rollout has turned into a circus. Instead of fans debating his beats, production, or bars, all anyone can talk about is the scandal of his 50 cheat confession. What was supposed to be his big moment has been hijacked by memes. The music isn't being reviewed, it's being roasted. Social media has been flooded with jokes about Offset setting a world record in infidelity. One fan even went viral for posting a fake Guinness World Record certificate crowning him the most unfaithful husband in hip-hop history. Others joked he should have titled the album Cheat Code instead of Set It Off. What Offset tried to frame as a therapeutic project to close the Cardi chapter has turned into a PR nightmare. Fans say his brutal honesty wasn't brave. It was dumb marketing that blew up in his face. Instead of sympathy, he got dragged into the mud, and now the scandal is bigger than the songs. Meanwhile, Cardi's glow up is shining even brighter, Abe, because while Offset is out here counting his cheat codes, she's stacking real wins. While Offset is out here treating marriage like it's NBA 2K, Cardi is busy thriving like never before. Since officially filing for divorce, she's been spotted courtside with NFL star Stephon Diggs, shutting down Paris Fashion Week, and quietly putting in work on her long-awaited sophomore album. Blogs like The Shade Room and Daily Mail can't stop tracking her every move, pointing out how radiant and unbothered she looks while Offset spirals into his confessional rap meltdown. Fans are calling it the ultimate revenge arc. One viral tweet had the whole internet laughing. Cardi moved on to a Super Bowl contender while Offset is still crying in the booth. That line became the unofficial caption of the scandal. Cardi won, period, and her glow up isn't just about looks, it's about energy. She's proving she doesn't need Offset's drama to shine, and the internet is eating it up like it's the hottest reality show. Meanwhile, Offset comes off bitter and stuck in the past no matter how much he pretends he's moved on. The proof is in the music. Almost half his album circles back to Cardi. If you're really over someone, you don't keep tally marks of who cheated more. You don't take petty shots at their lifestyle, their wigs, or their eating habits. The more Offset raps, the more it sounds like he's haunted, while Cardi's out here glowing, booked, and living her best life. The obsession is loud, and fans refuse to let it slide. Gossip outlets like Media Takeout are already speculating that Offset is secretly struggling to accept that Cardi leveled up, and that her silence cuts deeper than any diss track ever could. Her refusal to even acknowledge his antics has fans crowning her the true winner of the breakup. One fan nailed it with a viral comment, "Offset is basically writing Cardi B fan fiction at this point." And honestly, they're not wrong. Meanwhile, his infamous 50 to 2 line has spiraled into a full-on cultural meme storm. X, TikTok, and Instagram are flooded with parodies, edits, and non-stop roasting. Fans joke that Offset set a Guinness World Record for cheating, that his marriage stats look like a lopsided NBA Finals game, and that instead of a record label, he should be sponsored by Ashley Madison. The drag session has become entertainment on its own. Even serious hip-hop voices are clowning him. The comparisons to Jay-Z's 444 are everywhere. Fans are saying Jay gave the culture growth, introspection, and accountability, while Offset gave scorekeeping and petty bars. One viral meme summed it up perfectly. Jay-Z apologized with poetry. Offset confessed like he was reading box scores. The consensus couldn't be clearer. Offset's confession didn't make him look raw, real, or deep. It made him look reckless, bitter, and stuck in the past. Meanwhile, Cardi's silence has become her loudest response. While Offset's out here tallying his mistakes like stats, Cardi's stacking wins, upgrading her life, and showing everyone who truly came out on top.